today I have an amazing special guest. You know, I always say they're special guests, but this one is special. Okay, I have my man, Kurtis Kobane in the building, straight from D-Town, Detroit. If you don't know who this man is, let me tell you who this man is. He's one of my mentors in the crypto space. He is one of my partners within our amazing crypto education platform. He is to change the lives of tens of thousands of people all over the world, and he has an amazing way of teaching. He teaches very simple, very down to earth, and he likes to bring humor and what is it that you say? How do you call it? Edutainment, okay? And guys, you're definitely gonna learn something today, so do me a favor, grab a pen and pad. And here's the most beautiful thing about it, okay? You're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun in this podcast. It's gonna be funny. I told him today, please, he's not allowed to look at me at all during this whole interview, not even while I'm asking him questions, okay? He has to look at the cameras, okay? But not look at me. I'm just kidding. You could look at me.
Yes, sir.
Bro, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, my man. I'm serious. You can look at me.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I was gonna do it. I was gonna commit. I was committed.
No, I'm committed. Yo, bro, man, what a great weekend.
Yeah, this weekend was amazing, man.
Right?
Yeah, way bigger than I expected. I was just telling Mike, I was like, man, everything I do with you guys is extreme. Like, you've been out of the country? No, you're going to 9. Like, what?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. We went on tour in the beginning of this year. Man, what countries did we go to? We went to Poland.
Yeah. Slovenia.
Portugal.
Yeah. Spain.
London.
Yeah.
We went to France.
Yeah.
And we went multiple times to different cities. Yeah. And we spoke in front of how many people?
Well over 10 grand.
Like, over 10,000 people. Yeah. We spoke to over 10,000 people, and we've been a part of this journey together for about what, 5 years?
About 5 years now.
About 5 years, guys, and it's a pleasure to be on this journey with this gentleman, and an honor to pick his brain some more, and for you guys to really meet him. So, bro, give us your backstory, dude. Unfiltered backstory.
Oh man,
give him the real Kurtis Kobane, baby.
All right, so I was.
By the way, Kurtis Kobane, we all know Kurtis Kobane as the singer.
Yeah.
Was that had anything to do with it?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I used to edit music. So people would come around and say, hey bro, can you like edit a CD for me? Can you we got like a performance we're gonna do, or we're doing like a video clip and we want you to come in and like add some theatrical stuff in here or cut something out.
No, but wait, music. But what I'm saying is Kurtis Kobane your real name?
No, it's my moniker.
Wow, after 5 years.
5 years, bro. You just found out. See, this is how you know. He's just been running with me out of the sheer love of the connection. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So were you a fan of Kurtis Kobane?
Absolutely. How could you not love Nirvana?
Give me a lyric.
Listen, it's starting to smell like Teen Spirit in here, bro. Like, what do you mean, bro? Like, you got to get in here. I'll start doing a whole lot of breakdancing if he lets me.
No, not the breakdancing. We don't have enough space. You're gonna mess up the whole the lighting.
Like 6'4" spider legs swinging around.
I've seen this man do it in the middle of a stage, and everyone they go crazy for this man.
The thing.
Okay, so backstory.
Yeah. So I was born at a young age, Detroit, Michigan.
I was born at a young age.
Yeah, I was born at a young age. I barely knew my mom, and it was honestly, man, when I joined the company and I really wanted to learn the skill of trading, really get into the groove of it, I was at a really low place in my life. I was homeless. I didn't have anywhere to stay. I was living out of my truck. And when I got in, I kept telling myself I just needed a coach. I needed somebody to teach me how to really get involved and do this. And I was so blessed to, link up with the people that I linked up with. Shout out to my mentors. And it's really a blessing to say that, when you join something, people really have the right intention to teach you something. Because there's a lot of people who want the answers, but they just don't know where to go get them. So when you link up with people and you're taught how to do things with integrity and how to move a certain way, like I was really taught how to be a better man when I joined this opportunity. So when I got involved, I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna come in and just learn a skill. And I started getting it, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm actually earning a little something here. I'm making some good money now. This is lit. And then I had that question pop up, like we always said, if money was no longer an issue, what would you do? And I wanted to share. I wanted to teach people. I got to that place where, okay, if I can do this, I know somebody else can do this. So I started figuring out ways to teach. I was teaching in coffee shops in Detroit. We got this place called Tim Hortons, and I would go to Tim Hortons on a Friday, and it was like 60 people showing up at Tim Hortons, giving me like $10 a head.
Really?
Yeah. So I would get like $600 every Friday, and I thought I was balling. Like, I'm like, well, I'm getting $600 to do something I like. Oh, this is fire.
Wow.
And it just kept growing and growing.
What were you teaching?
I was teaching Forex back in the day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, teaching about, all about the markets and how to, understand foreign currencies. And then when crypto started to heat up, people were asking me questions, hey, do you do this Bitcoin thing? Like, I keep looking in and hearing about this Bitcoin thing. And I'm like, I dabble, but it's nothing I really want to kick it with you guys about, because in my mind, I'm like, this stuff changes like every week. Like, just when I think I'm getting it down pat, it's like, oh, there's a new thing.
Right.
But yeah, it really got to a place where I was, diving in deeper. And I believe when crypto started to really boom in 2015, 16, we started to see that real run. And in 2017, it just went, I was like all in, like both feet. I was done with Forex. I was just all in on crypto, learning and adapting. And it changed my life. Like, it was one of those moments where just everything was different after that.
So what year did you first hear about Bitcoin?
It was 2015.
Okay. Did you take action?
Not at all.
When did you finally take action?
When I was talking to my cousin about it, and he told me it was stupid. And he said, hey, man, that's dumb. And you get that pride thing kicking in, like, hey, I've been looking at this, you can't just tell me it's dumb, you don't know what it is.
But you're like, wait, you're stupid.
Yeah.
You're stupid, and if you're calling something stupid, I might
need to look at this a little more.
I got it.
I'm like, so let me go, so I started diving deeper.
What's his name?
So my cousin's name is Jordell.
Jordell. I hope you don't think it's stupid.
I love my cousin, because when I came back and talked to him about it, he immediately was like, hey, if you believe in it, I'm rolling with you then.
Boom. And
that was it. We never talked, we never backed and forth about it at all. After that, it was, we both in it.
Okay.
So yeah, we both got our first BTC around like 600.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And when it finally clicked, what made you say, man, okay, this makes sense? Or did you even think it made sense?
Yeah.
What was your...
Yeah, the scarcity got me.
The scarcity.
The
limited supply.
Yeah, it got me. I'm like, wait a minute, it's not a lot of these and people want it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. And then I started diving deeper into just understanding the traditional system we have now and how flawed it is and the holes it has. I was like, oh, yeah, it's over.
So talk to me about that. Why is it flawed?
So you look at the fiat system we have now, like it's an endless supply. It's a centralized entity that makes all the rules. Like we literally just watched change the rules for certain things. Like we know we all typically know what a recession by definition is.
Right, and they're trying to rewrite it, right?
Literally, you can go to like the government website, like whitehouse.gov, and they're already changing the definition of what a recession is.
Right.
So I'm like, if you guys can just change the rules when you feel like it, like why would I want to keep participating in this game?
They're pretty much saying, look, we're in debt, but the way that the economy works, we're not in debt anymore. Mm-hmm. Something like that. You know what I mean? Like
due to certain circumstances that are out of our control, the definition's different now.
Like COVID,
Yeah, COVID's the cure-all.
Yeah.
How convenient. But I will say this: when you really do your research and you understand how fractional reserve lending works, you understand how banking systems play out.
Have you ever watched Zeitgeist?
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
If you guys have never watched it, I highly suggest you guys watch Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a definite
It's a game changer, bro.
shift.
I've been watching that since, I think the first one was like when?
It was years ago.
Bro, I've watched that documentary so many times.
But it's funny too, because when you watch it, it kind of confirms things you already were like, yeah. Have you watched The Big Short?
Yes.
Yeah, mandatory watch.
The Big Short's a very good one.
Mandatory watch. If you have no idea how the financial system works, watch that. You're gonna laugh your way through and be educated at the end.
And just continue to watch it, continue to watch it, continue to watch it.
Yeah, because it's pretty much repeating. So.
Right now, as we speak.
Yeah, bro.
So scarcity is what got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Women lie, men lie, numbers don't.
1,000%. Now, was that your first crypto purchase?
Yeah.
Bitcoin?
Yeah. And right after that, I got my first ETH at like $9.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, bro. It was like,
Now, what did you like about ETH?
It was the smart contracts. Like it was.
Did you understand that right away?
No.
Because I did not.
No, it was.
I was like, what do you mean it's a smart contract? All contracts are smart.
The only thing I understood was it was programmable money.
I understood. I didn't even understand that. It was just like, programmable money. I cannot program $1, but if I could program this, And
I
might be a
I
little
can
bit
tell my
cooler.
money to have a
Right.
certain stipulation, and once
Right.
that stipulation is met, it can now be released. That was.
But when I first
Yeah.
heard smart contracts, I didn't get it right away.
Yeah,
I just knew it was attached to Ethereum, but then I understood what you just explained right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That
such a big thing.
Yeah.
It's wide open.
Yeah.
Because you got,
I couldn't wrap my head
DeFi
around it.
from smart
I couldn't wrap
contracts.
my head around it.
Yeah.
But through time and just being in the space and having more conversations and having more little stupid moments, there's like, bro. Same thing for NFTs for me. Like first I didn't get it really.
Yeah.
And then I started getting, and then as more as it started coming about in conversations and having just little dialogues with friends in here, and I'm like, oh wow, little things, bro. That's why I tell everybody, you just gotta join the community. The more you hang around individuals, the more you're just gonna learn.
Yeah, that's usually the best way to do everything, though. Like, if you want to learn a new language, you go get immersed in that community. It's going to pick up quicker. If you want to learn about crypto, just get around the people that already have success.
How's your Spanish going? You said you've been wanting to learn a little bit of Spanish.
So I actually moved into a Spanish community.
Right.
So I'm like going out and I try to work on it.
Give the audience a little something.
Oh no, it's bad. It's embarrassing. Like I'm like muy bien, and that's it. I'm like that's all I get. Like that's it. Like buenos dias. Like I said, I'm horrible right now, but I'm working.
Buenos dias. That's impressive. That's really good.
I'm working.
Muy bien, buenos dias.
Yeah, man. It's gonna get better.
You know how to say my name is?
I know como está.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right, I'm working on it, bro. I'm getting there.
Fire.
Yeah, I'm committed to getting it down at some point.
Let me ask you a question, Kurt. What was your first major success within the crypto space?
It was.
And how did you get there?
It was a couple of things though. Like, cause I was still doing things on the leverage side with Forex off and on, but when I really dove in with Bitcoin, it was like that first run, it changed everything. Like I saw the potential where it wasn't like the stock market, like it was global. So it wasn't like, oh, only the people in America can get Bitcoin. It was like, no, everybody, anywhere with internet and access can access. I'm like, oh, that is a game changer. And it just, for me, it kept clicking all the boxes. Like, this is just everything you look for.
Same thing, man.
Yeah, if you're getting involved with an asset, you don't want to have it with barriers. You don't want to be limited. You want to see everybody be able to grab it. So I kept thinking over time, this is going to just get bigger. It's like the internet. Like when AOL first launched, people were like, oh, I'm not sure.
What was your AOL name?
I don't even remember, bro. That was like, I was still in high school, like trying to figure out how to work all that stuff. But like when it took off, people got more excited about it, and you started seeing people build websites, and then people started putting, advertisement into it, and then the internet just bloomed into this thing we have now. I feel like crypto is going to do the same thing, but for finance, and it's going to give everybody that access. Like the internet gave everybody that access to each other. We'll all have access to each other's like own economic, reach, or our own economic, backgrounds. So Africa will be able to dip into the U.S. market. U.S. will dip into the Australian market, and we'll all have that intermingling. And I think once we get that clear-cut regulation, we'll see a lot of nations drop like central bank digital currencies and all that stuff. But Bitcoin right now for me was just it was the catalyst. It was the AOL. It was the, hey, look, like you said, it was the pay attention. It's changing, and you're gonna put your head in a rock, or you're gonna learn it. Either you're gonna learn it because you want to, or because you have to. And I'd rather be the person that says I did it because I wanted to, so I got ahead of it. But you got people who are older, they want to stay in their comfort zone. They want to be gold is the king. All right. All right. I don't know how many.
Yeah, bro. But they say gold is king, but they don't even have gold.
Yeah, I'm like, how many bars of gold you got in your bed?
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, you're gonna snatch out a filling. You got a gold tooth back there. You want to trade in for an Uber ride? I didn't think so. So if something goes left, like you're gonna plan on putting a bunch of gold in the backpack and hoofing it across state lines, or you're gonna put a ledger in your pocket and.
Bro, think about that though. Seriously, there's no gold ATMs. Like, here, deposit this amount of gold, and we're gonna disperse you some fiat. They don't have that.
Even when you think about it on a bigger scale, like think about a nation that may have gold. If they have gold and they want to do commerce, you know how long it takes for gold to travel from one place to another place and then get actually registered as like you can't even do commerce with each other when you trade gold.
Like, my man, how backwards is that, bro?
Dude, we have computers and smartphones.
Like, no, I want this yellow rock. This yellow rock.
Shiny rock.
This yellow shiny raw rock to be the standard of my country.
For goods and services.
For goods and services. Because this rock right here
designates our value and work here. Like, that's silly.
What?
Like, you want some seashells?
There's a fucking aha moment I just had right there.
You want some seashells as well?
Oh my goodness.
You want a bag of tea with your rock? Like we find these weird ways of giving things value, but I think crypto is one of those things where
and then people have the audacity to say that what gives Bitcoin value?
Same thing everything else gets. Belief.
Yeah.
Belief, that's it. But I feel like that blockchain gives it that extra.
So what was your major success?
Oh, so my major success was...
What was your first major success?
ETH.
ETH? That was pretty fire.
Because it just outpaced Bitcoin.
That was
it was ridiculous. Like when it took off...
What year was that?
This was 2016 all the way through to 2017. Bruh, it was crazy. Like I felt silly.
I be forgetting because I'm a.
I know.
What am I?
You're a maxi, but it's
what
cool.
Am I?
You're a maxi.
That's right. Bow.
But he's a good maxi. He's an open-minded maxi.
I'm a very open-minded maxi.
Yeah.
But I have a good amount.
Yeah.
No. Oh, hold on.
Snob whispers.
Listen to me. What was I saying?
But no, you have a good amount. But yeah.
Wait, no.
So as a maxi.
Oh man, it just completely slipped.
I know. So this is how we zone out. We squirrel off every time we kick it.
In the 2017 run.
Yeah.
What was the highest that Ethereum got?
So during that time, I think ETH ran. Let me put my phone up. I think ETH ran to was it around maybe 2 or 3? It might have hit 4 and pulled back after that. And then from there,
fire.
Because when it pulled, the last pullback we had, it dropped back down to $80. And I still was like, if I valued it at 9, I definitely want to get it again at 80 after I just saw what it did.
Right.
No, actually, yeah, it did. It pulled back down and it hit 80. And when it hit 80, it was that's when I started getting into DeFi. DeFi was just like this, wait a minute. So you're telling me I'm the
When
angel
did you
investor?
get into DeFi?
Right when it dropped to 80.
What year was that?
This was 20, I want to say the same time when we saw Bitcoin hit 3K. After the pullback. Okay. Yeah, it pulled all the way back down the same time. So yeah, it was right around that 3K to 4K time.
Okay.
2019.
And that's when you got into DeFi.
Yeah, 2019 was DeFi heavy. I was looking in the Aave compound, starting really just to feel out what this was, and then seeing the lending side of things, the borrowing side of things. Right. It was just the traditional system evolving in front of us. I'm like, oh yeah, this is no brainer.
Can you give us some of that breakdown what DeFi stands for?
Yeah, so
how does that lending work, the staking,
So with decentralized finance, which is what DeFi stands for, you basically become the bank. You cut the middleman out. There is no, hey, I need to go talk to the broker at Wells Fargo to allow me to get this loan for such and such and such. Everything is collateral based. So now you have opportunity to say, hey, I have this much value and I want to actually lend that out. And I'm looking to get this kind of a percentage back from lending out my value. That is that's something only banks and hedge funds and private lenders typically get to do. So when you have that kind of power as a regular person who's seeing yourself, evolve in this space, that puts you in a completely different stratosphere because now you get to participate, 1, in the global market, 2, the possibilities are endless. There is no, you can only do this. There is no only in DeFi. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger over time. So the traditional system gets terrified of something like that because they lose all that power that they've built up. And it's just a matter of time. The generations are changing. The guard is being passed now. So if you're on the sideline saying, that's never going to work, how long do you think an 80-year-old is going to run the financial sector in some, in Bank of International Settlements or one of these other big entities? Newer minds are coming in. It's like saying the internet's going to go away because old people don't know how to use it. That's not how this works. It's not how this works. Everything evolves. And last time I checked, technology always wins. You saw what happened when the car came out, when the automobile came out, horse and buggies went bye-bye. They tried to stop it as best they could.
Right.
They had all kind of weird regulations. You got to have somebody to steer the thing with a flag in the front saying death machine on the way. It was whatever it took to get the car to slow down. Over time, innovation is going to always win. Crypto is just flat out better than what we already have. We know that. Blockchain technology is better than what we already have. Even when you research the internet, bro, the internet wasn't built to last. It was built to connect. There's certain things called web rot, where old court cases where precedent where the Supreme Justice decided this and that. Some of those actual court cases are lost forever because of web rot. Certain websites just got shut down and never came back. And they can't find that stuff. It's just gone. But if we had blockchain technology with ledgers that everybody can see and that are immutable, it would always be present and always accessible because blockchain technology allows that with no middleman.
Wow.
It's just better than what we got.
Web rot. You just What's that?
Yeah, oh, you can Google it. Web rot is a real, actual problem that we have with the internet.
So, give me an example.
Okay, so I can get deep, but I'm gonna keep it like, yeah. So there are certain web. You remember, like when you first got on the internet, there were old websites like Rotten.com.
Oh my
You could
gosh.
see horrible, like screenshots of like birds getting ran over, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And over time, you would like send links out for people to see these weird things. Those links we used to send out are gone. They no longer work. Like when you really think about how big the internet is, like I can give everybody homework right now, it would blow your mind. If you go on Google and you Google something like a simple thing like pizza, it'll say, oh, there's 8 billion results for pizza. Go to page 20. Go to page 40. You won't make it to page 60. There'll be maybe 2,000 results, tops, for pizza. Pizza, a global favorite. How do we run out of...
Wow.
Yeah. Like 80 pages of pizza. There's more than 80 pizzerias in my neighborhood.
Totally.
But
so there's just no, the capacity.
We've been taught that the internet is this huge thing, and it's just not.
Wow.
Yeah. When you start looking up stuff like this, it changes your perception on what we think to be the standard, and you realize like this stuff really isn't as big as I think. It's not this scary
We've had this
thing.
Conversation before.
Yes, we have. It's not this big scary thing. And when you look at blockchain, it offers the ability to expand. And we're just getting bigger. Like we're gonna have quantum computers soon and all these different things. Like we're gonna have quantum blockchains. And it'll just be this endless data source we can store things.
Bro, like honestly, everyone is like, oh my God, Tesla, electronic cars. My man, it's a whole bunch of batteries in a car, dude.
Yeah.
You ever seen an RC?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a whole bunch of in a bigger chassis. And everyone's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. We just talked about how heavy the batteries are inside those vehicles, though.
Right.
Like you're getting a vehicle that's it's great. It gives you what you're looking for, but this is the first level of this stuff. It's not even perfected yet.
Like we're still in this, like the planes, bro. What are we talking about? I still see ashtrays in these planes.
Yep.
Like why haven't we evolved to something quicker, bro? Faster.
Think about movies. Our kids still watch the same stuff. We grew up on Ninja Turtles,
dude.
Power Rangers.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, like there isn't a lot of innovation happening right now. And then you look at where we're headed right now with a lot of things in technology. Like it's like they're slowing things down to keep it in that box.
Dude, if you really think about blockchain, it's not something that's crazy out of this world.
Nah, it's really not that big of a scary idea either.
Right.
It's a simple ledger.
Simple ledger.
But it's just better than what we got.
I don't know why they make it such a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, but
especially when we just talked about people going, countries in the world going crazy over a yellow shiny rock.
Yeah, bruh. Bruh. I mean, I get it. I get the scarcity of it. But last time I checked, when you look at gold mining, it's been going on for the last 4,000 years. I don't think there's a scarcity of mining gold. I don't think that we're running out of gold in the earth.
We're definitely not running out of gold.
But I assure you, we're running out of Bitcoin.
We are running out of Bitcoin.
Yeah, like 19 million. We're headed towards that last little bit. Yeah, it's definitely coming to a scarcity.
So let me ask you this, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Major accomplishments because of crypto.
Major accomplishments are in my life.
Yes.
I feel like I have broken generational curses in my family. Because of the opportunities that crypto has allowed me to have. And I'm able to now share that knowledge with countless others. And I'm seeing testimony after testimony after testimony through students that just come in like, look, I can't even spell blockchain, but I need you to walk me through it. And we just make it simple. We make it, duplicatable. And, it's not so much of a hand holding, but it's like, hey, just do the work. And when you come back, we'll answer the questions for you. And over time, we'll have those different dialogues. But my biggest accomplishment is just seeing people get it. Like I've learned that serving is the greatest thing you could do in your life.
Amen.
There's no greater feeling than serving a purpose, especially the one that you're passionate about. None. Like when Denzel Washington did an interview recently, he was saying the most selfish thing I do is give. And he's like, I don't like it. I love it. And I'm like, ooh. When you give at a high level, you know exactly where that man coming from. So yeah, it hits. It hits when you give. So for me, it's definitely just being in a place of abundance and being able to just give with a grateful heart. That's my biggest accomplishment right now in my life, and I look to expand on that every day.
And I have witnessed you as a person building yourself up with information, knowledge, skill, love, and then being an offering to the world. I've witnessed how you've really perfected your craft within the crypto space. And as an individual, as you know, how you've grown, and then be of serving to others, and you've given it all to people. I've seen you at events, nonstop pictures, nonstop answering questions, giving energy. And bro, I just want to give you your flowers while you're living, bro, because I definitely know that you live by that.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it, bro. Like I remember what it was like going to events and seeing educators like, oh snap, that's Mike Miles. Oh snap, that's Christopher Derrick, bro. I gotta get a picture. And like, I remember one time I met Mike. The first time I met Mike Miles, he was sitting on the couch. He was laid out like, oh my God, I'm so tired. You can see it all in his face. People have been messing with him all day, just bothering him, asking questions. And I went up to him, I was like, I know you probably beat, bro, but I just would love to get. He jumped up like we were best. Like, man, let's go, let's get a picture, man. Full of energy out of nowhere.
So cool.
Took a picture with me, and I looked at that picture on the way home, and I boo-hooed like a baby all the way home. And I thought about that. I was like, he didn't even have to do that. And it was the way he did it.
Bro, you have the most random sentimental moments.
Dude, like he makes me cry every time I see Mike. He's like, Kurt, don't do it. I'm like, you know I'm gonna do this, bro. But it's one of those things that sticks with me because he gave me the perfect example of something to follow.
Yeah.
Like anytime I see somebody, I gotta have high energy. I gotta make sure you know that I am as enthusiastic about this moment as you are.
I love it.
You got to, man. It's the little stuff, man. It goes
absolutely. I agree with you. Talk to me about daily routines and habits.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a routine if you want to do anything and be successful. So like every morning, I try my best to get up and drink some water, get some fruit up in me, and then after that, get involved with my affirmations and affirming what I want to do for the day, what I want to do for the week, and my goals for the year, and the things that I want to do for myself, for my family, for my community. And then from there, I get into trying to just work out. Like I'll go ahead and, I get to do a couple pull-ups for a while. I may do a little bit of bench press. I may do some dumbbells. I may just do a little bit of cardio up and down the stairs for a minute. But it's really just making sure that I keep my mind focused on something greater than just myself. Because it's easy to wake up and be like, this is that is this, and this is bad, and I should, and I don't have, and I don't, and it's like you can't, when you wake up and you just focus on, the things you that could be wrong, the things you can't do much about at the moment.
Right.
It's a whole slope you can just fall down for the rest of the day.
Totally.
Yeah, so it's definitely about making sure you just, get into a groove, get into a rhythm, and then after that, trying to figure out what's the best way to get content simplified is my thing. Like, because you can take this blockchain stuff and sound like a genius and confuse people, or you can just spend your time making it simple. Because I still feel like to this point, education is our greatest barrier and our greatest weapon in crypto. And it's you gotta break down that barrier and make it simple. Because it's just the only way to get people excited about it.
How do you do that?
Taking the ego out. And sometimes there's things in crypto that aren't perfect. And you let them know, like, they're working on this part of it. Like, yeah, it could be better, but the innovation is happening. And until that innovation is done, we focus on the things that are where we need it to be. And we take advantage of those opportunities. But
right.
Yeah.
People expect things to be perfect.
Day one. Yeah, bro. Like, name one thing in your life when it's my first day, I'm a genius. Like, yeah. Like, it don't work like that. But realistic, expectations go a long way inside of financial sectors, especially because, some people, they show up to the stock market day one. Where's my Maserati? And you're like, yeah, that's not how none of this works. Crypto allows you to have that same success or do that duplicatable success if you're patient.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Yeah.
What is your crypto strategy right now?
So it's really based off of the cycles. Because like we got the bull run and the bear, and then we consolidate, and then we go through a little bit of a growth, and we got halving and things like that. I like to make sure that I'm mindful of the cycle. And when we're in certain cycles, I'm using my Fibonacci. I'm using certain things when it comes down to fear and greed. I'm using a lot of things when it comes down to monitoring the US dollar and just the monetary system, because we still need to have capital flowing into the market. So even now we're in a potential recession. Like when you have situations like this going on, you got to be really specific about how you want to navigate it, because it's easy to try to be that guy. Like, oh, I call the bottom. Like, for what? Now what? You want a trophy for saying this was the bottom? You want somebody to come back and pat you on the head and say, look at you with your bottom call. Like, now what? It's too much ego.
Yeah.
So for me, I like to use fibs because I know they're consistent, and it's human nature all kind of coded through fibs. And then you look at, just how the market's moving when you're looking at Joe Byron, and you got a lot of things going on at the same time with, seeing how his policies move. Because when Republicans and Democrats, you gotta know who's in there making them calls, because Democrats want dollar at a certain level, Republicans want a dollar at a certain level. When you know that, it allows you to navigate the markets more efficiently.
Wow. So what would you say people should be doing right now?
Right now, I would definitely say DCA, dollar cost averaging, is your best bet in these conditions, because now you don't have to worry about being right all the time. Just a little bit here, a little bit there, $20, $40, $80, whatever you can afford every week, every other week. It's the simplest way to make sure that you got some skin in the game. So now when prices start to recover, because they always do, you just got that, slow, methodical rise up, instead of just saying, hey, it was down at 20K, I dropped all I had on it. Like, that's the worst thing you could do. Like, stop trying to be a genius and allow the market to just get where you need it over time.
What's your favorite tool within DCX?
You know I'm gonna be biased, bro. Like,
Bro, I need to hear it.
all 5, all day, all 5.
I love it.
All 5. Now I do love the scanner, because I know like what's going on with the scanner is just ridiculous. Like, it's cheat code, bro. Like, I tell everybody, if you're not watching the scanner, I really don't know what you're doing in your evenings. Like, that thing is littered with just back-to-back moves. This one is profitable, that one's profitable. And then the risk management with it is silly. Like, you're risking 1 or 2% to make potentially 8, 12, 23. Like, where are you getting that kind of gain for during a bear market? Man, stop playing. So, yeah.
Would from a 1 to 10, how hard is it to learn how to use that tool?
Nah, nothing's hard. Nothing in life is hard. It's just consistency. It's like giving it the effort, giving it the time. I can say walking so hard, bro, until you do it. Like, I always tell people, like, how long should a baby learn how to walk? It's only one word you're gonna say. Until. So how hard is it to use a scanner? Until you get it. That's how hard it is. Like, sit down and master it. Because if not, what else you gonna do? You gonna learn how to play Call of Duty real good? How much money did that make you? You gonna play Fortnite all evening?
Because I can't play Call of Duty.
Man,
and I know some people that are good.
I'm horrible. I used to be good.
I'm like,
And look at that, Dave. You won the match.
Jeez.
How many Bitcoin did you get out of that?
Imagine if they really took time, that same amount of effort and time to learning our tools.
The way we're headed.
Guys.
We can pause. SD card got filled.
Okay.
We were in the flow, bro.
We were.
My bad.
It was going. Thanks
It's
a
okay.
lot, Lou.
Yeah, it's all right.
Thanks a lot,
I'm
Lou.
all right.
No
I'm
SD
used to your
cards.
stuff.
He's so used to it. I was about to say, the way we're headed, though, we're about to have a bunch of blockchain games like Call of Duty where you're actually going to be able to earn and play.
Oh, bro.
That's a whole nother wave. Now with NFTs, you got a whole gun that's an NFT. Kids are never going to leave that house again. I can play Call of Duty and get paid? Is it looking good so far?
Amazing.
Sweet.
How's that pizza?
Fire.
Like, for real? You're like,
Alright, so last question again.
They fucked all the toppings up, but it's still good. Everything's fucked.
It's just meat on everything.
No, it's not meat on everything. They just ran me through mushrooms in there.
Oh.
Ready? Look.
Ready?
Okay. So we left off at.
We left off on...
Announce, please.
The noise.
The noise.
It was... We're talking about...
Fuck.
You're right, it was like the question was something about... Because I was talking about games, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. All right.
And we were going on, how much did you make off of playing Call of Duty? Or
No, right.
Imagine if they use our tools.
Imagine if they use our tools.
Yeah.
Let's just go into the next question.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, in a minute we're gonna start having people actually like playing video games like Call of Duty and earning, because you got things in the NFT space now like Axie Infinity and Illuvium and these other games right now that are popping up that are getting built out by like AAA game studios that are allowing people to actually play a blockchain-based game and earning crypto as a reward that you can now sell or trade and get a profit from. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you hear about the kid in the Philippines who played Axie Infinity and he bought like 2 homes for his family?
No.
Like, this ain't a metaverse house. He bought an actual house.
Wow.
Yeah, like, this is where we're headed at now, bro. Like, there's a demand for this kind of stuff. And these kids are digital.
How do you go about learning all these different projects and diving in?
Wanting to do it. That's the best thing I can say. Like, cause it's not something I'm just sitting back. Oh, it just comes to me. I'm just that good. Like, no, I'm looking. Like, I'm getting on the websites. I'm getting on these, different YouTubes. I'm looking at different articles. And I'm going down a rabbit hole. Like, we talked about certain projects that are getting backed by, big banks like JPMorgan. Like I found out JPMorgan owns part of Metamask. Like people use Metamask every day for NFTs and have no idea JPMorgan utilized it. The only reason we found out was because they were trying to shut down all the wallets from Russia, and they shut down Venezuela's instead. And people were like, why can't I use my wallet? And they were like, oh, our bad, JPMorgan made a mistake. Wait, who made a mistake? And it was like, oh my God, we found this all for a mistake.
Wow.
We got to get back in so we found a way to decentralize our MetaMask to make sure JPMorgan has no access to our wallets now. So, but if you're not inside the academy, how you gonna know? Right? So it's different things you got to be able to be, connected to, so you can make sure you're making the right moves for yourself.
What is your role within the academy?
So my role is to make sure that inside of your exchange trading, which is simply anything that's not leveraged, where you're using a Coinbase, a Binance, or Crypto.com, or whatever, FTX, I want to make sure that you understand the security side for one, because security is everything. You got to future-proof yourself. The second thing is understanding how exactly that you have that ownership and you have that ability to really control the funds you have, to have absolute dominion over your crypto. And then 3 is just to give you the confidence to be able to navigate it and make the informed decisions, instead of having somebody say, oh, did you do it right? Did you do it right? You say, no, I know I did it right because I've been trained properly. Because I think when you give people information, they can make that informed decision for themselves and decide if they want to stick around, or they want to teach it to their family, or they may want to go. And a lot of people say, well, why would you teach people and they would just leave? They don't need to stick around. That's not my job. I know when people learn something, you've done what you were supposed to do. You've been put here to give, you've given it. Now it's up to that person to do the same thing. My mentor told me, whatever you're afraid to give, you're going to lose. And I feel like knowledge,
powerful.
Yeah, like knowledge is the one thing, like we hold it up. We want to, oh no, I'm not going to give it to anybody. I want to be smart by myself. And it's like, why? Who are you trying to impress? Like, what's the point of that? Like, we live in an abundant world. We live in a world where everybody can win. Just allow it. Like Les Brown says, there are winners and people who haven't been taught how to win yet. That's it.
You did mention ALTFI. What is ALTFI?
So ALTFI is a combination of things. We have DeFi, we have altcoins in general, we have NFTs, and then we have a little bit of the leverage world coming into it too. So we want to show you guys how to basically utilize all the different lanes in crypto and know when to shift gears. So we may be dealing with a scenario now where, okay, the market's going down, everybody's terrified. Okay, we're gonna utilize leverage. We're gonna take some sales, ride this bad boy lower, making good profits. Now people say, oh, you guys are using leverage. You're crazy. And I'm like, yeah, if you don't use risk management. None of this has to be, a weekend at the casino. If you know how to utilize this properly, like you're risking small amounts to make big amounts. But if you know the dominant energy in the market is going to the downside, why wouldn't you want to ride that to the downside and make money too? Right. But don't do it in a risky way, right? When greed creeps in, then you get those people saying, you're crazy, because most of them are degenerates, so they want to just bet the house and the kids, college fund. That's on you. We're over here talking about 1 or 2% per setup. Maybe that's not a lot of money for you, but for somebody who's using compounding, it makes a lot of sense. And then you look at the next side of it, where NFTs. We may find a project that has a great floor, but huge potential. Okay, we'll wait for that floor to get scraped, find a good opportunity, boom, we can ride it up, get out. And a lot of times with NFTs, you can make a full ETH off of just being in the right place at the right time. But you gotta be plugged in. You gotta know which ones are the right ones, which ones are vaporware and don't do anything. And then on the other side, we got our traditional portfolio building. You get a project low, you watch it, mature, adoption, things like that. They take off. And then DeFi is just DeFi. That's the longer term, right? You got your 4% gains for the year, 5% gains for the year. Some are 12% gains on the year. And you don't have greed attached to that. That's just, you put it aside, let it compound, let it do what it needs to do, and let it work. And when you have a system that's working for you like that, and all the while you control everything we're talking about, you have those private keys, you have those seed phrases, you got that ledger, you got that wallet set up where nobody's gonna be able to access it. What is there to be afraid of at this point? Right. So that's all about. That's what ALTFI consists of.
I love it. People love it.
Yeah,
people go crazy for ALTFI.
And it's simple. Yeah. It's a lot of different pieces, but it's simple when you know how to use them.
What's the biggest advice you could give people right now?
Think much bigger, much sooner.
Think much bigger, much sooner.
Yeah, like the universe wants to give you what you want, but the thing is, you gotta really want it. Everything you want wants you.
Everything you want wants you.
Everything you want wants you. It does, but once again, are you willing to be patient? Are you willing to go after it? And I mean, like when I say go after it, like my mentor said, how bad do you want your goal? I'm like, I want it bad. He was like, want a little bit more than that. I'm like, what does that mean? Like that Kobe Bryant, more, right? I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I'm confused, like, want it more than that, more trophies. And I'm like, dude, but it gives you that sense of, you gotta be able to push through the rough days. You gotta be able to push through the doubt. You gotta be able to push through the times where you just have low energy and you wanna look around and say, where's my people? Why aren't people motivating me and lifting me up and showing me how? It's like, no, go get up, go do the things you want, and the right people will find you once you're making the movement.
Sheesh.
Name one thing in nature that stops moving and thrives. Because the rule of nature is, if you stop moving, you what?
You die.
Instant, like it's a universal law. So we think, I'm gonna sit back, cross my legs, and abundance will land in my lap. Like, and what planet are you from?
Right.
Because last time I checked, action gets everything done. Like, and this guy here is literally, you look up the definition of action, is him doing this. So you gotta get to a place where the people around you motivate you. You get to a place where you think much bigger, much sooner, and then you just start putting in action. And then if you don't have a solution, stumble until you figure it out.
Love it.
That's it.
Yo, Kurt, thank you so much, bro. I greatly appreciate it. I'm glad I got you on this podcast. We've been trying to do this for a minute.
Yeah, it has been a while, bro. It has been a while.
Truth be told, it's like, what time is it? It's close to 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Midnight.
Yeah.
We just got off an 8-hour boat trip.
Yeah, it was a lit trip though.
It was a lit trip.
Yeah.
But look at, we're still in mode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta be
We're
like,
still in mode.
It's crypto. How you gonna be here like drawing over crypto, bro? Like, you gotta be lit for this.
Nah, bro, listen, I appreciate you, dude.
Nah, I'm
so
grateful.
happy to be a part of this with you and locking arms and traveling the world and teaching and inspiring and growing as people and watching other people grow, and you know, it's a blessing, bro. So I just want to thank you.
You humble me, bro.
And for those of you that watch this amazing podcast, go follow my boy. Watch this again, because I know some things may have gone over your head, because trust me, it's gone over my head, right? And bro, till next time, your boy Ivan Paychecks. Peace out.